8284 back with more I Love You, Colonel Sanders, you gangster. I cheated, sort of, and just turned the volume down. See? Because I didn't realize I could do that. That would probably be the smartest way to end it. So last video we left off literally right here, because I just finished it. But it's a week later or some... It's in between a couple days and a week later, so here we are again. At night, the school building has taken on another vibe entirely. It's dark and a little more than spooky. Colonel Sanders stands in the quad's neon glow and speaks softly. Those mashed potatoes you made in class today. Before you go on, I want you to know they're not a great representation of my skills. I didn't even realize I was making them. They were amazing. Tasting them, it reminded me of why I became so passionate about food to begin with. I should probably... So this is not the first reading game. I tried Danganronpa, and I haven't gone back to that yet. But I should probably... And that had a lot of characters. I tried to do voices for all of them. I should probably try to do a couple voices. It doesn't seem like there's a huge cast here. But I feel like maybe that would help differentiate between who's talking, since I'm just kind of droning on this really fast. I'm like... I can read pretty quick. So let's try this time. Let's try to get some voices in here. I'll try to think of some as we go. Other than myself. For myself, I'll just be me. And this is me thinking, apparently. Colonel Sanders is getting choked up. Cooking is obviously important to him in a way that you find inspiring. Now might be the perfect time to tell him you're developing feelings for him. Am I? I thought, alright, whatever. Colonel Sanders? Oh, yes, Dano 84. There's something I need to tell you. Hold it right there. There's something I need to tell you first. Oh, geez. You see, when I was just a boy, I had a dream that one day I would be the greatest chef the world has ever seen. And every day since, I've been working towards that dream day and night, never stopping, never resting. Also, lifting a lot of weights, like so many weights. We should follow our dreams with all our hearts, that our souls may grant them like wishes floating on a shooting star. Hey, no, you, shut up. I'm the one here to say inspirational stuff and be the star of the story. Are we forgetting that your cooking literally killed a guy? You can't prove that. I also saw you killed that guy. What was his name? Somewhere in the distance you hear a long, sad sigh. The student. Forget him. We're talking about me. Me. I'm the hero. The spork monster is here to fight a hero. I don't know what's going on with the spork monster, but let's just take a moment to enjoy what looks like a lump of mashed potatoes, sporks, eyes, more sporks, some gravy. I think I left the fridge door open. Later, nerds. How dare you threaten me just as I was letting down my guard and connecting with another chef on an emotional level. The spork monster shit. Be afraid, be very afraid of me because I'm a monster, see? Is he rhyming on purpose or is it just a coincidence? I was actually just thinking that. But before you can discuss syntax any further, it's a turn-based fight sequence. What will you do? You decide to go on the attack. What attack will you use? I guess cook with love. It just got real. That attack really upset Sport Monster. Sport Monster goes on the attack. They spit hot gravy at you. You take 1 damage. You decide to defend. Which defense will you use? Trepidation. You continue to stay back and endure whatever comes your way. Seems like a pretty weird strategy, but okay, sure, you do you. Sport Monster focuses their mashed mind and draws in energy from Mother Earth itself. They grow larger and more intimidating. How will you respond? Attack. You decide to go on the attack. Which attack will you use? I guess cook with love is my attack. Sport Monster is no quitter. Buffed up and ready to rumble, they go on the attack once again. Sport Monster uses utility tensile. You take 2 damage from the attack. If you take much more damage, you're not going to survive the battle. Attack, then. Decide to go on the attack. Cook with love. Does 1 damage. Sport Monster is oozing cheese sauce on the line of the quad. I wonder who's going to have to clean that up. Feeling vulnerable, Sport Monster prepares for its ultimate attack. Rounded edge. Vile villain, your reign of terror stops here. Colonel Sanders summons the energy of 1,000 chickens. He says, pot pie power punch. Pot Pie Power Punch does 10 damage. Sport monster is defeated. Oh, look at him. He's defeated. You saved me. An injured sport monster spews steam into the night. Forget mercy. Finish him. No student will ever walk the quad in fear again. This monster messed with the wrong chef. You ready? Your final attack. You'll never survive my student debt loan destruction. That's a true story there. Sport monster is completely vaporized. Colonel Sanders looks on in awe. You continue to impress me, Dano 84. The defeated monster left behind a special item. It appears at first to be a cookbook, but upon closer inspection, it's so much more. It's a book of magic spells with a golden chicken on its cover. Very nice. You open the cover and find a library card tucked inside. The last name to have signed it out is Borko. Borko. That name sounds strangely familiar. Your blood is pumping as you stand in the quiet of the night, holding the mysterious book in your hands. As you come down from your battle buzz, you realize that your final attack has left you completely depleted. The world around you begins to fade away. Without any energy to keep your eyes open, darkness overtakes you. Hello, darkness, my old friend. The image of Colonel Sanders flashes before your eyes as you fall asleep. He must have helped you get home. In your tired state, you don't know if you could have made it without him. What a guy. You want to thank him, but you don't have the strength to utter a single word. You feel your covers being pulled over you as you're tucked in tightly. Good night, my Colonel. In your dreams, you're together with Colonel Sanders. For some reason, Sprinkles is also there, instructing your love. Dreams are weird. Wow. A lot going on there. You awake on day 2 and attempt to process the wild visions you had. Were they memories or premonitions? Well, the kid died, so that was definitely at least a memory. You lie in bed and stare at the ceiling, thinking about the secret you discovered while tasting Colonel Sanders' cooking yesterday. You still can't believe he really used. And then there was that secret ingredient that Colonel Sanders went ahead and told you outright. Not much of a secret, huh? It's probably just because he already trusts you so much. Sure, that makes sense. We'll go with that. You meet up with your bestie in front of the school. Before you can tell her about the encounter with the sport monster, she launches into a story of her own. Oh, I know this might sound a little strange, but I think I might like Clank. Like him? Like? I know, it sounds like it's moving too fast, but there's something about him. I like him. Like him. We got to talking after class, and he's actually a totally sweet guy. Not only that, but he's really smart. He told me all kinds of stories about Colonel Sanders. Did you know that Colonel Sanders was the most popular kid in his high school? No, but that does make complete sense. Yeah, but he was so popular that he was voted prom king at a school he didn't even go to, and he was also the convertible. No, he was and was also the convertible that he himself rode in at the front of the homecoming parade. I'm thinking maybe something got lost in the pressure cooker language translation there. Either way, maybe it'd be best if you took it slow with this new boy, like I am with Colonel Sanders. Am I dating him? You and Colonel Sanders, the coolest guy in school, the most famous student to ever attended University of Cooking School Academy for Learning? You're a thing now? We definitely connected yesterday. Ah ha 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 ha. That's my laughing. You sure you did? You're great. Why wouldn't he be into you, I guess? Laughing at the implication that you and Colonel Sanders might be a thing is definitely not cool. You are great. You have an idea about how to prove that your love is real. Well, if he's not into me, why did he tell me one of his secret ingredients? However, you don't tell her that you know a second ingredient too, which you discovered on your own. Your bestie's eyes light up. A secret ingredient? Yeah, I just said that. A secret ingredient. Is there a dramatic echo in here? Miriam checks to make sure you're alone before continuing. So this summer, while I was on vacation with my family, a lovely man approached me in the botanical garden where I was wandering. This can't be good. He told me all about his passion for spices, secret spices. The man even gave me some to show me what he meant. He said it was a powder created from a super duper rare dried flower petal, and that if I did him a big favor, I could have some of my own. Please, Miriam, don't tell me. So I filled my suitcase with them and brought them home. He was so nice, he even met me at the gate when I arrived. Later, when I cooked with them, a very strange feeling came over me, and the flavor was unlike anything I'd ever tasted. I think you're being very liberal with the meaning of spices here. Whatever, anyhow, we both share an interest in cooking, so we've stayed in touch, like pen pals. I bet he would love to know more about new spices. Well, I'm definitely not supposed to share Colonel Sanders' secret recipe, and besides, I only know the one ingredient, so I doubt it'd be much use to anyone. Please, please, please! It would mean the world to me. No one has to know it came from you or Colonel Sanders. What do you think? Should you protect Colonel Sanders' secret or share it with your bestie? I'm gonna make up a fake ingredient. You quickly think of a fake ingredient name. I don't know, how about... It was Eye of Newt. I know, sounds like some kind of witch's potion, but what can you do? Eye of Newt, wow. Her eyes light up imagining such a thing and you figure you satisfied her curiosity and she'll move on. However, she immediately turns around and does some thumb typing on her phone that you can't quite see. It's probably not good. Before you can ask her to confirm that she was definitely not texting secrets to other people, you're interrupted. A wind rushes in. Cherry blossom petals fill the air. It's Colonel Sanders. He's arriving at school on a horse. Let's stand back and admire his majestic glory. Colonel Sanders' horse is truly a thing of beauty. Without ever acknowledging that he's being watched, he does a short horse dance before dismounting with a flourish. He then slaps the beautiful creature gently on its rear, sending it running free into the countryside. You are so struck by the sight of him that you lose the ability to speak coherently. Oh, I didn't realize anyone was watching. Don't worry, he knows his way home. You attempt to compliment Colonel Sanders, but the words don't come out exactly right. What a horseful beaut you have. What a horseful beaut you have. Dang it, that's what I just said. Being a good friend, Miriam attempts to cover for you. Oh, Dano84 just gets really nervous around people they like. What? This is not helping. They got food poisoning and were up all night. It was gruesome. You should have seen it. She gives you a wink and a smile as if to say, situation handled. Can't blame a girl for trying. And with that, Colonel Sanders disappears into the school, leaving you and Miriam to follow. When you enter the classroom, you can see your two rivals, Ashley and Van Van, are doing something bad. By the way they're hiding, you know it must be really bad. Like counterfeiting recipes bad, experimenting with restricted ingredients bad, summoning a demon bad. You try to peek over Van Van's hulking shoulder, but he sees you coming. Whoa there, little one. I'm not sure you're ready to handle this. Why don't you make like a bee and mind your own wax, honey? You immediately dress the rivals down for their immature behavior. Culinary school is to be respected. This kind of nonsense is a waste of everyone's time. Now you've upset them. Oh, and you're the emperor of cooking, are you? You make the rules? I'm not sure you'd know a good meal if it ate you. Being the best chef in the world takes more than just culinary skills. It takes creativity. It takes panache. And it doesn't hurt to use a little evil. You finally get a look at what they were hiding and you instantly recognize it. It's a book, just like the one you found after your encounter with the sport monster. That's the same book that I found last night in the quad. Ashley immediately elbows Van Van, who hides the book behind his back. I don't even know what you're talking about. That book is a family heirloom and its contents are secret. You notice that they haven't just been studying the book. They've got Pop pinned to the wall and they're tossing potato skins at him as he tries to catch him in his mouth. We're playing, hee. Before you can dig in any further, you're interrupted by the arrival of more students. It's almost time for class. Beep, beep. Clank must be running late. He's in such a hurry that he rolls right over Van Van's meaty foot. Hey, watch it, bucket of bolts. You watch how you talk to him. He didn't do anything. Zip, womp. Who do you think you're talking to? I've never heard such language, not even from a stand mixer. Womp womp. No, your mother was a stand mixer. Werbs. Van Van jumps to attack Clank, but Clank shocks Van Van, sending him flying across the room. Protect me, Colonel Protect me, Colonel Sanders. These crazed men are about to come to blows. I think it must be over me, but I'm not interested in either of them. Ashley's tone, well, good thing her tone changed, because mine did too. I forgot how I was doing her voice. Ashley's tone was completely changed in an instant. She bats her eyelash at Colonel Sanders. Surely he must know that this is a ruse, right? Gentlemen, get a hold of yourselves. Save it for the arena at least, or don't. Honestly, what do I care? I've got a lofty career aspirations to focus on. His voice has changed several times too. Maybe I can help you with your business. Maybe I can help you with your business plan. Just then, Sprinkles arrived to signal the true start of the class day. He's panting, which doesn't seem that abnormal. He's a professor, but he's also a dog. Students, please take your seats. I apologize for my late arrival. I spent the morning chasing a car all around town. and my tiny legs are very, very tired. But I'm here now. I hope you're ready to learn. Rub his furry dog belly. He loves it. After he catches his breath, Sprinkles regains control in the classroom. Without further ado, we'll review the global history of my favorite fowl, the chicken. You want to pay attention to the lesson, truly, you do. Which is why in 1776, at the signing of the Declaration of Independence, it was a chicken who first signed their name. But you can't help but daydream about Colonel Sanders, and you miss most of the important parts. When you come to, Sprinkles is holding a tray of food in front of you. Well, Dano84? Naturally, this appears to you to be a sample platter. Which item do you want to sample? Dog biscuit. Because of the shape it's baked in, you assume the dog biscuit is a treat made by Sprinkles, an example of his own culinary talents, perhaps. You reach out for it when Sprinkles jumps up and bites onto your cooking apron. What kind of monster would steal a dog's favorite biscuit? Your apron is left in tatters. The entire class looks on in horror as you fall unconscious from the embarrassment. I never even got to taste it. Can this be the end? Getting between a dog and his bone probably isn't a great choice. Game over. What? I didn't know what he was asking me to do. I should have just took the water. I don't want to go back. Oh, man. I like that you can fast forward. Oh yeah, you can just hold it and it'll fast forward. Alright, we'll go through the same choices. I'm not here to change history, you know. Okay, so he's holding the food in front of me. Alright, a shimmering pepper. Let's try that. A brightly colored pepper stands out from the other items. It sparkles in a most eye-catching way, so naturally reach out, grab it, and eat it right away. However, your body is not prepared for the heat. The pepper, alright, I'm in space again. I'm glad, I like that you can fast forward through to get to where you were. I'm glad we could do that. Because then I can just make the choices I made right back to where we were. The pepper has triggered an intense spice hallucination. It feels like forever as you trip through the universe. The ghost of a student. My friend, this guy again. I'm out here to give you an important message. You must avenge my death and fulfill your destiny. All you must do is... Cough, cough. I was saying, to fulfill your destiny, all you must do is... Cough, cough. Sorry, I think I've still got some spice stuck in my throat. It's fine, I'll work through... Cough. To fulfill... Cough. The prophecy... Cough, cough. You must. You feel yourself begin to regain consciousness. Oh man. Oh man. You come to and find everyone is staring at you. That pepper was the last of its kind on Earth, and now it's gone forever. You think to yourself, geez, I should pay better attention. We all make mistakes. I'm sure he'll forgive you someday. Oh yeah, Miriam, come on. It's time for lunch. I need to get these voices down. Just in time too, and then it'll be like done. Now you know why I don't play many of these book games. Before anyone can relax, the cafeteria lights dim, and your rivals enter to make a dramatic announcement. Today's lunch will be prepared via timed competitive cook-off. The level of theatrics with these two is off the charts. Demand that they stop wasting every time. Step up and tell them you're on. I feel like since I watched Food Wars, I'd be like, you're on. A bit of lunchtime competition, eh? Count me in. If I have to wipe the tables with you fools before I set my lunch down on it, then so be it. I'm not the fool, you're the fool, fool. Good one, Van. I like your gumption, Dano84. I'll be watching your performance. Just as things reach a boiling point, Sprinkles steps in. Surely he'll put a stop to this madness. Now, students, please settle down. This is a lunchroom, not a sportsing court. Finally, a little sense. You breathe a sigh of relief. At least not until we turn on the timer. Alright. Just then, a huge light blasts in your face, flashing the words, timer ready. That's what I'm talking about. Arr! I stand corrected. The hard way builds solidly The hard way builds solidly a foundation of confidence that cannot be swept away. And that's an original quote by me, in case anyone was wondering. I hope its message lifts you to victory. Like a diamond, I was formed under pressure, and now's my chance to shine. I will defeat you myself. You had his chicken, and you made mashed potatoes and gravy on day 1. Oh, why am I still reading in her voice? And you're feeling like you can really impress him here again. It's time to boil some water for the potatoes. Think fast. If the timer runs down, you'll be forced to pick randomly. What temperature does water boil at? What? You might not know all the ingredients yet, but at least you're headed in the right direction. Tail wagging intensifies. Now that you've got some basic steps going, it's time to elevate your craft. What state of mind is the most flavor? Gratitude. You just never take this opportunity for granted if you hope to succeed. Your classmates are rooting for you, but Ashley is simply stronger and faster than you. Better pick up the pace if you want to survive. When you were a child, your father told you never forget where you came from. Every day you meditate on his advice, draw energy for this. Now would be a great time to learn. Where does it come from? You tried to shut out the noise in the arena and focus on your career. What is the sound of success? Sizzling. What? Which would be awesome, except knowing he's watching you make totally forget what you're doing. Now you can think about it as Colonel Sanders. How many spoonfuls of gravy for, oh, what were we thinking? Get your mind back into the competition. You're stranded on a desert island with only one dessert cookbook. Which will you take? What a hunk. I know, right? You know what? Shouldn't you be focused on the challenge? You're falling behind. Sorry, I forgot the question. What does that have to do acting spectacular fried chicken and delicate baked biscuits? Woof woof. You're really struggling to keep up. I am. And the next station over, Ashley has already begun plating elements of her dish. It's colorful and complex. To make up time, you toss your biscuit dough in the stand mixer. As you do, the crowd gasps. Ew, yikes. I know you love nothing more than seeing a fellow appliance utilized in the kitchen battle, but sometimes that means sacrificing the personal touch. You might not have any hands, but Dano84 does, and a good chef needs to be touching the dough when he knows. Okay. There's an easy way and a hard way. You don't get far by going the easy way. When you hear everyone talking, you realize how serious your error was. You immediately shove your hand in the mixer to rescue dough before it's overmixed. No! But you're not fast enough and your hand gets stuck. It immediately crushed by the quicking, spinning beaters. There's no way you'll be able to use that hand for the rest of the match. Colonel Sanders shakes his head in shame. What you often find is that the easy way can turn out much, much more difficult. Everyone stop what you're doing right now. The battle is over. Wow, that was a little intense. It can't be. I was so close to finishing with this. Sweetheart, look at your hand. You simply can't go on. That was the wrong voice. Aw, that's too bad. And here I am with a completed dish, ready to serve. Surely that makes me the winner by default. No, it wouldn't be fair to compare the two on account of Dano84's injury. You see Sprinkles begin to lick his doggy chops as he locks onto the dish. But I suppose you should at least tell us what you prepared. Well, because I'm the sweetest, I skipped straight to dessert. Under this white chocolate dome, you'll find a wide array of delights, taking you on a journey of flavor that tastes good and tells a story of excellence. I was going to ask Dano84 to do the honor, but since you're injured, I'm afraid that pouring this creamer of delicate hot chocolate sauce might be too difficult. Colonel Sanders, if you wouldn't mind lending me a strong, steady hand. Colonel Sanders pours the hot chocolate sauce on top of the dome, causing it to melt away, revealing the ingredient hidden within. Inside, you find a delicate fried cheese. It's her voice. All right. Inside, you'll find a delicate fried cheese croquette atop a slice of honeycomb, ice cream 2 ways, tender nougat, and pearls of blueberry gilly. Colonel Sanders seemed intrigued, but perhaps not impressed as he dips his finger in the chocolate sauce. Simplicity isn't your strong suit, is it, Ashley? Oh, you, hee. As he places a sauce-covered finger into his lips, Ashley leans over and whispers something into his ear. A dab of sauce sticks to his mustache. I'm gonna internalize that. Your rage burns so intensely within your eyes that they burst into flames. The flames cause your eyebrows to catch fire and turn to ash, and they fall off of your face, which means people will have a hard time understanding your emotions for the rest of the semester, perhaps forever. Embarrassed and ashamed by your poor performance, not to mention your crispy fried brow, you run for the quad to be alone. This story's going great for me. Not only did I get bit by the dog, Messed up my hand, burned off my eyebrows by getting distracted by the Colonel. The beautiful weather feels like an insult. Inside you, a storm rages. It's Colonel Sanders. He's probably here to tell you that he and Ashley are in love and have decided to get married. And he won't even ask you to cater his wedding, because you're a terrible chef and an awful person. You try to hide from him, but he approached you directly. I know you're hurting right now. Not just from the devastating loss, but from that run-in with the mixer and the small fire. We should get that checked out. I'm fine. Can you just leave me alone? I'm a loser. I'm not fit to fill your fryer. I'll never be a master chef. Failure is a part of life, not just for you, but for all of us. Do you think I've never failed at anything before? That's exactly what I think. Well, then think again. I wasn't always the man you see before you, enrolled in culinary school, incredibly handsome, successful, motivated. Well, handsome, sure. I was born that way. But I've walked other paths and arrived at dead ends. I was passionate about life, but I failed as an obstetrician. I was passionate about justice, but I failed as a lawyer. I was passionate about livestock, but I even failed as a mule handler. That one was especially humiliating. Mules can be so cruel. I lost my business partner to a gunfight. I didn't know. People see my delicate ribbon tie and my well-kept beard and assume I've got it all together, which is true now, but it always hasn't been. Hasn't always been. Sounds like this guy could really use a hug. I resolved then that I was going to amount to something. No amount of hours, labor, or money would deter me from giving the best I had to give. As Colonel Sanders changes focus, you can see something ignite inside of him, a burning passion. One has to remember that every failure can be a stepping stone to something better. My new dream is pure, it's honest, it's something that a humble man in a crisp white suit can be proud of. I will create a new chain of chicken restaurants that will bring joy to the entire world and make up for my past misdeeds. Yay! Just as your moment grows intimate, you're interrupted by a threatening, shadowy presence. Battle scarred from the night before, you prepare for the worst. It's the Spork Monster, of course. Gorko, the Spork Monster, is here to fight a hero. Is anyone else feeling a bit of deja vu? I'm sorry, Gorko, but I could have sworn we already battled you last night. That was Borko, my twin, and I, Gorko, am here to avenge them. Are you stronger than Borko? Well, we're twins, so no, not really. We're pretty much exactly equal in every way. Why do you ask? Colonel Sanders smirks. He is already on the same page as you. It's just that we beat Borko pretty easily, so I don't think you have much of a chance. Not to mention, I feel really guilty about that. If I could take it back, I would. I think what Dano84 is saying, can't we just be friends? Life's too short for making enemies. I suppose we really don't need to fight. It's just that I've got these pointy teeth and claws. All the better for enjoying tasty foods. Surely you like to eat, don't we all? Of course I do. Inspiration strikes and you come up with a quick idea. Chomp on this! You toss a biscuit into Gorko's open mouth and he devours it in one gulp. Delicious. You're much nicer than the evil students who once upon a time turned me into this creature who stands here today. I don't believe it. You were human once? Well, no, I was a chihuahua. But I was still a student at the school until one day some mean kids with a magic spellbook cast a dark enchantment on me and I was forever transformed. A magic spellbook? Precisely. Borko used to have a copy, but somewhere along the way I've lost it. If you find such a book, I beg you, respect it. You're a powerful chef, and you shouldn't rely on such dark and evil magic. No, you should be protecting the innocent from those who would cheat them through sorcery and guile. If you need me, don't fear. I will be there. Sweet. It sounds like there are some bad cooks in the kitchen of life, Dano84. Together, I am sure we can defeat them. Come back to my hideaway, and we can discuss. A personal invite? You can't imagine what Colonel Sanders' home must be like, but it sounds like you're about to find out. Stepping inside Sanders' home, surrounded by his things, you start to feel a special bond with him. He's a baby with a beard. Looks like you live such an exciting life, Colonel Sanders. Every day can be an adventure if you approach it with the right attitude. Long ago, I made the decision to never stop searching, never stop working, never stop imagining. Have you been working on any new recipes of your own lately? I'm always excited to talk about food with another ambitious chef. Well, there is something. It's just a side dish that I've been tinkering with, trying to find the right balance of flavors and textures. I'm not sure I've nailed it yet, but I'm close. Colonel Sanders' eyes perk up as he starts to wonder what dish you might be describing. It's meant to pair with something spicy, or something crispy. Both, perhaps. Now you've got him right where you want him. Should you reveal your new creation to him, or keep it a secret, just for you? Well, he does have a business. Let's tell him. He told us the spice. You decide that you're as ready as you'll ever be to share your original cooking with Colonel Sanders. Before you can talk yourself out of it, you decide to dive in head first. You reach into your lunch bag for a special dish that you've been keeping on ice all day. I present you my original coleslaw. Oh, and I hate coleslaw. Why did I have to be the one to cook it? The shredded cabbage dish glistens in the light of Colonel Sanders' Lux Hideaway. Magnificent. Together you chow down on a creamy slaw until just a spoonful remains in the bucket. Do you mind if I hold on to the last bite? I'd like to have it around so that I can admire its taste later and think back on this moment. I think he's gonna steal my recipe. You could offer to make him more, but he seems like a very sentimental kind of guy. Sure, why not? Please, make yourself comfortable. I'll be back in just a moment. You realize that now would be the perfect time to do some snooping. Around the room are various items that you can look closer at. Each item seems to radiate memories and emotions. Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. This must be where he keeps the secret recipe. Why is the first thing I gotta be? You think for a moment. What number is important to the Colonel Sanders? Then it dawns on you. As soon as you turn the dial, 1111, the safe opens. Inside it, you find a single note. Can chicken be prepared sashimi style? An adorable little baby boy crawls across the floor. From the goatee and mustache combo he sports, you figure this must be Colonel himself. That, or maybe it's the drumstick that he seems to be waving like a rattle. Who frames a baby picture of themselves? Probably the same type of person who would make their own face the logo of a company they founded, am I right? Tap an item to discover more about the Colonel. The photo appears to be Colonel Sanders, except he's an old man visiting the pyramids of Egypt. Maybe this is where he discovered one of his secret herbs and spices. There's a plaque on it. It's dusty, but when you wipe it off, you can read the inscription. It says, "Here lies the asset of my past careers and business failures." Poor guy. You notice a very realistic stuffed chicken sitting on the corner table. When you pick it up, you realize it isn't just realistic, it's real. Taxidermy must have been important to the Colonel Sanders when it was alive. A note clipped on the chicken's foot read, "The true state bird of the great state of Kentucky." Oh, I thought that was a glass of whiskey, so. A scented candle, you pick it up and try to identify the smell. It looks like gravy. Power tool, freshly starched collar, piece of wood floating on a lake, summer of '69. No, it's one of the secret recipe ingredients. It's a lock of silver hair is woven through the teeth of the comb. Upon further inspection, you realize that the hair therein isn't just silvery in color, it's actually made of spun silver. You gaze out the window across the vast lake and mountain range beyond. Just then the ghost of student pops up. Are you thinking about heading out into the world on a quest to avenge my death? Wait, what? I never even learned your name. Why would I avenge you? I could just tell you my name right now. Can't you see I'm in the middle of something? You open the window a crack and the ghost of student is swept out with a breeze. I kind of want to help him. I mean, one of the framed photos shows an old man who's looking a bit like Colonel Sanders standing with a friend. They hold fried chicken drumsticks and appear to be cheersing them. That's not what's in this photo. I don't see a cheers. You look closely and see there's a short inscription. I wonder who my friend Pete is. I don't see anything else glowing, so I guess I better go in the room. Or the closet. You open the door to the Colonel Sanders closet and find a row of his signature white suits hanging within. You take one off its hanger and try it on. The jacket is a bit big for you, but it's soft and comfortable. You give yourself a deep hug, breathing in its scent. They say that home is where the heart is. Is this what they meant? Before you can look any further, you hear Colonel Sanders returning. He has a new dish that he's been working on, and he wants you to taste it. You try to act casual until he asks why you're wearing his jacket. I don't usually loan these out, but I must say, it does look good on you. Oh crap, the jacket. You forgot to take it off. I guess we'll make a big move. Whoa, this isn't that kind of game. Not that we blame you for trying, but still. Game over. Oh, man. I thought it was this kind of game. If I have to start at the beginning of day 2, we'll cut the video and come back. Oh my gosh. Right, so we don't have to start at the beginning of day 2. So that means we can end this episode. Oh, but we're gonna have to click every item in his house, I bet. We're gonna have a small intermission here. Or I'll call it the vape break. I still don't like coleslaw. Alright. I gotta say, I am a fan of of the fact that you can fast forward through these, like I said. We'll get us back on track and we will end this the right way. While I take a long overdue vape break. The student!
Aww.
There we go. Fess up and tell the truth. You confess. I think I've developed feelings for you. I might be developing feelings for you too, but I'm concerned. I can't let anything get in the way of my dreams. Overwhelmed, you take off the jacket and run for the door. But the thought of leaving Colonel in the midst of such an emotional breakthrough gives you pause. You stop yourself. Colonel? Yes, Stano84? I honestly think that this may be the beginning of something wonderful. I think you're right. We should take things slow. You talk late into the night and drift into a slumber. Dream sequence. Yay, look at that. Everybody's having fun. Alright. We'll end it there. Watch me just do this. Boom. Learn that. Oh, wait. Even better. You can just mute it. You learn something even in games like this. This was more I Love You, Colonel Sanders. I guess it's not that kind of game, but we'll find out what kind of game it is. I think we're headed into day 3, obviously. So that should be the last day. So I imagine the last video will probably be the last one. A short game, obviously. It's mostly a meme game. But I hope you're enjoying. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, all that fun stuff. I need to get one of those little... I don't know how annoying that would be if I got one of those things that everyone uses where the mouse goes click. Like, you guys don't know how to hit the subscribe button? Are you kidding me? I'm sure you do. You know how to hit the dislike if you dislike, and you know how to hit the like if you like. So do what you do, and we'll see you next time as I play more I Love You, Colonel Sanders. Bye for now. Going full ham with this one. Wow, I guess we're going full chicken.